Gator Zoids. So, I'm pretty sure there are 4 species of Gator Zoids.
The first one is called Gator.
Gator is an adorable little crocodile type Zoid. He was made for the Helic Republic, and he's one of the first Zoids to have a proper cockpit that wasn't a white head. The cockpit is actually made as part of the body.
And that might sound cool, but this is possibly one of the worst cockpit designs of all time. You see, the pilot sits here in the head, but if you open up the mouth, the chair is actually right in the mouth. And this thing was made to chomp on other Zoids, so the main melee weapon is just going to skewer you with shredded metal.
I think in canon this thing's supposed to have some kind of divider between the mouth and the cockpit, or some kind of field or something, but on the toy it's just you're sitting right in the mouth. Gator was first released in the mid-1980s. He's a cute little wind-up Zoid, but the jaws and missiles can be positioned manually. He was also released in Europe as part of the Spider-Man and Zoids line, under the name Croc, with a K, you know, for cool. He was also released in the US under the Robo-Strux line, this time with the name Chomps. And this time he has a green canopy and a more gator-like paint scheme, although the box doesn't reflect it. I assume because they're reusing the same image from the original release. Gator's next release was under the Techno Zoids line, back when Kenner was selling Zoids, this time under the name Armored Gator, and given a very vibrant orange paint job. Interesting choice. The next release was by Hasbro, this time sporting its original name of Gator, which I'm pretty sure is the one I have. And Gator's final release was part of the 25th anniversary of Zoids, part of the Rebirth Century line. It sports its original, more muted color scheme, but this time it's given the name Gator TS and given a new weapon pack on its back. Whew, that was a lot. On to the next Gator. The next alligator type Zoid is called Neptune. Neptune is a funny little guy from the 124 scale line of Zoids in the late 80s. The 124 scale line of Zoids are a little bit annoying to track down, so I haven't managed to grab myself a Neptune, but someday I will. Neptune will be given a second release, this time in the early 90s, under the name Bolide, with an almost Genesis brown and blue paint scheme going on. Pretty interesting. And Neptune's final release will be part of the Toys Dream Project run, this time back to its original name and color scheme. Now, on to the third species of Gator.
The third species of Gator Zoid is called Gator.
And no, that wasn't a mistake. Gator is an interesting type of block Zoid that has the unique ability to swap between lion form and gator form. Gator was first sold under the Zoids block sign and sporting this pretty interesting blue paint job, which is what mine is. But he was also given a second release, this time under the Z-Builders line, sporting a much more white paint job this time. Gator also appeared in the third Zoids anime, Zoids Fusers. I think I'm actually going to bring mine home and see if I can transform him into Gator mode. Mine was used and it didn't come with a manual, so I've never actually tried to transform him before. I'll let you know how it goes.
And the final Gator Zoid is Gator. Gator is actually a wild Zoid with horrifying nightmare jaws, so if you're straying too close to the water's edge, you might find one of these things.
I feel the overwhelming urge to make a Steve Irwin reference, but I can't think of any funny one, so I'm just going to say crikey. Gator appeared in the 5th Zoids anime, Zoids Wild, where it's under the control of the Death Metal Empire, and it seems the villain was feeding people to this thing that he just couldn't be bothered to deal with. You know, villain stuff. Gator got a motorized snap-together model kit as part of the Zoids Wild line, and is snazzy blue color. Mine is painted red, it's not normally this color. And as Gator is part of the Zoids Wild line, it does not come on runners like traditional Zoids and Gundams do. It comes in pre-cut bags, which reduces trash and also reduces the risk of sharp plastic, especially if you're building these with your young kids, which is a big thing in Japan. Whew, I think that was all of them. 4 species of Gator Zoid: Gator, Neptune, Gator, and Gator.